So, what is the Campo? How does it really work? I was introduced in the Campo sometime in 2004, and almost 2 decades later, I think I was able to get a lot of information about this Filipino martial art that was developed by Jose Caballero in 1925. And I think I am in the position to be able to show and explain how this really works according to all of the things that I have learned from it. I started learning and training in the Campo 123 original with Master Jomalin Caballero, and eventually also learned from Salvador Caballero, one of the sons of Jose Caballero, who was living with Master Jong during that time in Cebu when he was still alive. And several years later, I decided to go to Osamis and also learn from another son of Jose Caballero, Rolando Caballero. I also call him Tio Lando. And with all of these information that I gathered, I was able to piece a lot of things together. And today I'd like to demonstrate, or at least show or explain, how the Campo works. So in the Campo we have several strategies that we use. First, we have the original curriculum, where we have the elementary, the high school, and college. These are just sections of lessons where we train specific techniques until it progresses from single to double and then advanced striking in college. But if I just want to summarize this in terms of fighting, the Campo relies heavily on three things. Well, number one is the striking. Number two is the footwork. And number three is baiting or luring. In fact, as far as I know, 1, 2, 3 means one is for baiting or luring. You lure your opponent into committing a strike, and if he takes the bait, then you do number two, which is a counter attack. And then on the third one is delivering that final blow. It can also mean countering the counter of the opponent. I can initiate the attack, and if he counters, so essentially this is also like a bait. If he counters, I will also counter. So I'm countering his counter. And then at the same time, I would follow up with the final delivery of my strikes to finish the fight. So in a nutshell, that's how, or that's what 1, 2, 3 means, at least according to what I learned from the Caballero family. We also train heavily when we get to the advanced level. In the footwork, we call Paspas. And also another footwork that I learned from Tio Lando in Osamis called Sagadsad. So to demonstrate, Paspas is more about stomping. Essentially, it's just like this. That's it. And then you just strike. Sagadsad is like Paspas, but you're not stomping. You are actually sliding, but the movement's still fast. This is Paspas. This is Sagadsad. And you combine this with the striking combinations of the Campo. In the Campo, we only have 7 patterns. Let me demonstrate these 7 patterns. Those are the 7 patterns. Of course, I already incorporated the footwork in there. But these 7 patterns, we also combine them in random. First, we practice these 7 patterns in consecutive numbers. For example, 1 and 2, 2 and 3, or 3 and 4. And then we add some more numbers, 1, 2, 3, or 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5, so on and so forth. And then eventually, we are able to mix the numbers without even thinking about the numbers. But to demonstrate, let's say I want 6, 4, 7, and this is how it looks like. So let's say I want to incorporate the hadla. I can bait you. I'm not teasing you like this. I'm just baiting you like this. I know I am in range, but I don't want you to think that I know I'm in range. So if you take the bait, I would go for my 6, 4, 7. And I can also do that by moving around the opponent. So 6, 4, 7, I can go. I'm already out of the screen. So the Campo is basically just like that, but it really takes, I think, a lifetime of practice to be able to truly master it. Of course, you can actually learn how to use it in just a few weeks or a few months, depending on your progress, because everybody's saying it's so simple, but the nuances, there's so many nuances in the Campo that you need to learn in order to be able to move the way I move or the way Master Jomelin moves. After this video, I'm going to add a video of Master Jomelin doing the Campo with Paspas. And just to add something, we also have double sticks. The double sticks, we also use the same principle. So we either use Paspas or Sagadsad. And I think you notice that with the double stick, we start with a cross. Our hands are crossed. This one is the basic. But if we put in some baiting or luring here, we do it like this. This is the more combative stance. And I can bait like this or like this, baiting my hand. If you take the bait, so that's basically how it works. If I strike you and you counter, I counter with a Hayang-Kulob. Talking about Hayang-Kulob, it's basically supination and pronation. Okay, so it's just open and close. Pronation and supination. You know, when you strike with the wrist, let me just demonstrate this a little bit. And we also use this as part of our de campo technique. So we go from here, we strike with a close, And then we can change this to a open and then follow up with a redonda. Same thing here, this is open and then I can change it to close and then follow up. So this technique is what we call Hayang-Kulob. So it's essentially, I can actually insert an additional strike when I'm striking. So instead of me just striking like this, I can strike twice like that because of Hayang-Kulob. Same thing here. Instead of me just striking like this, I can strike like this 3 times. 1, 2, 3. See that? 1, 2, 3. So I hit you 3 times. I also reduce the possibility of getting countered. You see, when you fight, just a small movement of the hand gives you a better chance of avoiding that strike. You know, if he's going to hit my hand here, if I move it like this, it's already out of the way. Otherwise, he would be in medium range if he strikes me here. But if it's long range, he's gonna strike with the tip of the stick. If I move my hand a little, it's already out of the way. So that's how the Campo works. We rely on these strategies. So it's not just 1 or 2 strategies. You really have to understand these principles that we apply in the Campo. So I know this is just too short of a video, but that's basically how the Campo works. Thank you guys for watching.